It never fails. Every single year, NBA teams miss out on a can't-miss prospect because executives and professional scouts overthink things and outsmart themselves. This year, that prospect was Tyrese Haliburton, who somehow fell to number 12 in an underwhelming draft class despite possessing obvious NBA game.
Came in 3 for 14 from the floor as Haliburton with a try for 2 more.
Halliburton's draft night plunge was a coup for a Kings team used to being on the wrong end of outrageously bad draft decisions. But how did 11 other teams in need of a talent infusion mess up something so simple? Let's revisit who Haliburton was as a prospect after 2 years at Iowa State. After an insanely efficient freshman season that put the relatively unknown guard on NBA big boards, skeptics pointed to Haliburton's low usage rate. So Haliburton more than doubled his usage and shot volume as a sophomore and turned in another insanely efficient season, averaging 15.2 points, 6.5 assists, 5.9 rebounds, and 2.9 steals on 63% true shooting. He shot better than 59% from two-point range, nearly 42% from deep, and 82% from the free throw line, while also emerging as one of the best defensive guards in the nation. When it comes to projecting how production will translate to the NBA, scouts will tell you that steal and block rates are often the best indicators. To give you an idea of how off the charts Haliburton's advanced defensive metrics were, he posted a higher steal rate as a sophomore than Fred VanVleet did as a senior at Wichita State, and posted a freshman block rate that nearly matched Dwayne Wade's. You know, the best shot blocking guard ever.
Impressive.
It makes sense. At 6'5" with a 6'8" wingspan, Haliburton's a big point guard with great defensive instincts. So by the time he declared for the 2020 draft, here's what we all knew about Tyrese Haliburton. He was a big, high IQ floor general who could shoot the shit out of the ball and had elite defensive indicators. Oh, and between his freshman and sophomore seasons, Haliburton starred on the championship-winning American team at the 2019 Under-19 World Cup.
Oh, I mean, he checks a lot of my boxes.
Sure, there was some talk about funky shot mechanics, about whether Haliburton was best suited to be a lower usage, complementary player as a pro, and about his upside in general. But the results were staring everyone in the face. The words safe pick were thrown around a lot in scouting profiles, which was a nice way of saying Haliburton might be a high floor guy without much of an NBA ceiling. But think about how few draft picks actually pan out. Even if teams weren't sold on Haliburton's ultimate star potential, a safe pick whose immediate floor is already positive NBA contributor at 20 years old sounds pretty damn good, especially in a draft class everyone agreed was low on star talent. Add it all up and you can see why most mock drafts had Haliburton going between number 2 and number 6. And yet, even in that range, he was still considered the potential steal of the draft. So what the hell happened? The Timberwolves have their own issues and should have taken LaMelo Ball, but that's probably an episode for another day. James Wiseman made a lot of sense for the Warriors, the Hornets made the right choice at number 3 with Ball still on the board, and the Bulls landed a high upside big in Patrick Williams. But after that, the Cavs seemed to draft for need with Isaac Okoro rather than taking the best player available. All due respect to Onyeka Okongwu, but how good would Haliburton's two-way game look beside Trae Young in Atlanta? We could do a whole segment on the Knicks' predictable draft gap. They passed on Haliburton despite an obvious need to acquire a point guard of the future, but just traded for Derrick Rose to what exactly? Finish 10th instead of 11th?
Good one.
You know who's better than Derrick Rose right now? Tyrese Haliburton.
Buddy, driving, kick, Tyrese, 3. Bang! Tyrese Haliburton!
Denny Avdia has been solid enough, but actually, you know what? Let's not even envision Haliburton in a Wizards jersey. He deserves better than that.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
The Suns had a great offseason, other than the fact they drafted Jalen Smith in the top 10. Plug Haliburton into Phoenix's second unit right now, and the Suns address one of the few weaknesses holding them back from true contention. Devin Vassal's got great 3-and-D potential, but Haliburton has that same potential with a point guard's playmaking chops. Look, I get that the draft can be a crapshoot, that we're only a few months into these players' careers, and that at least a couple of them could end up being better than Haliburton. But all those guys hearing their names called before him, all those teams passing on him, it will never make sense.
Obviously, there's 11 teams who felt like they had a better option for them, and that's their choice. And I think I'm in the perfect spot. I love Sacramento. I love my fit here. So Rookie of the Year is most definitely my main goal.
A third of the way through the season, Haliburton's averaging roughly 13 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds, and a steal on 50, 45, 82 shooting, while logging more than 29 minutes per game. And he's already got a Rookie of the Month award under his belt. The surprising Kings find themselves in the thick of the Western Conference playoff race, and Haliburton's a big reason why. The rookie point guard props up an otherwise underwhelming Kings bench, and has already found great chemistry with De'Aaron Fox and the starters, with Sacramento's best performing lineup so far being 4 of its starters plus Haliburton in for Marvin Bagley. That small ball lineup works because of Haliburton's size and defensive versatility, but he's also bailed the Kings out with his shot making.
3 on the shot clock. Extra pass, Haliburton at the buzzer. Captain clutch.
The quintet of Fox, Haliburton, Buddy Hield, Harrison Barnes, and Richaun Holmes has been Sacramento's closing lineup, and the Kings' surprising start has been fueled by the fact that unit has helped them win a lot of close games. A big reason why? Haliburton is 6 of 9 in NBA-defined crunch time and 5 of 7 from deep.
Haliburton with a great ball fake for the layup. It's productive.
The Kings will likely fall off at some point this season. Haliburton will cool down. Holmes is a prime trade chip. The team should still try to move off of at least one of Hield's or Barnes' contracts. This is by no means a finished product. But between Fox and Haliburton, Sacramento has something here. And it's all thanks to a bunch of teams who moronically passed on a sure thing on draft night. The Kings haven't made the playoffs in 15 years. And their own draft night shenanigans are usually the gift that keeps on giving for opponents and content creators. So for tortured Kings fans, Tyrese Haliburton, everything about his game and the dumb luck that landed him in Sacramento is a long overdue breath of fresh air. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video and want to see more content like this, be sure to hit that subscribe button.